Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, Rebecca Stew and the Crew. I'm Rebecca, and today we're going to be doing a DIY making this tic-tac-toe game. So the supplies that you will need are 9 of the foam dice. You're also going to need 2 packs of the white latex balloons. You'll need 1 of these box signs from the Dollar Tree, as well as some of the poster letters from Dollar Tree. You'll need some key tags, and then you're also going to need some ribbon of your choice and some Mod Podge with a sponge brush. I also used 2 dowel rods and then 4 pieces of these tower blocks. And then also we used a piece of scrapbook paper and some white and black paint. You can use any of your choice, as well as a pair of scissors and a hot glue gun. So let's get crafty. So the first thing I did was take my wood box here. I laid it on top of my scrapbook paper and just traced around it so that I would be able to cut it out for the insert, and then I just used my scissors to cut that out. Now I take my box and I flip it over, and I actually just push the sides down to open them up. This is going to be so that I can get this paper down inside easily and be able to paint it a little bit easier. This wood block here had little pieces in the corners that had to be removed, so that's mainly why I took apart the corners. So then I took my white paint and just painted all around the edges there and that top rim, and then flipped it over once that was dry, and then painted the back to cover up this best mom in the world sign. While that's drying, I'm going to paint my dowel rods and my 4 tower blocks. I chose to use the chalk paint from Dollar Tree in black, and I'm just going to paint the front and the sides. You don't have to paint the back, that's going to be glued to the sides of the box. Now I'm going to paint both dowel rods and then let those dry. Now that my box is dry, I took the Mod Podge and put some of that down in the center of the box and made sure I had a nice thin layer around the whole perimeter there in the center, and then laid my scrapbooking paper on top, and then just worked my way from the bottom all the way to the top slowly to make sure I didn't get any bubbles under the paper. Now I'm going to just take my hot glue gun and glue these sides back together. So to help it stay in place while it dried, I did take a little bit of masking tape and put those on the corners just for, moving this along a little bit. But you really don't have to do that if you just hold it together for a few seconds to make sure it's dry all the way. So once all the 4 corners were back together, I took my ribbon and I'm just going to use some hot glue and then pull that around all of the sides to decorate the sides here. And I just slowly work my way around and make sure I pull that ribbon fairly tight as I go, and just glue down little pieces at a time. And then once I'm done, I take that little bit of overlap on this corner here, add a little bit more hot glue, and then just glue that overlap down around the corner there. Now we're going to start gluing on these little blocks that we painted a few minutes ago. So this is going to be like a little scorekeeper. That's why we do this. Me and my daughter play tic-tac-toe all the time. My 11-year-old, this is kind of our thing, and she is competitive, so we keep score. So we're just going to glue these 2 little tower blocks to the sides, 1 on each side here of the corner, and you'll do this to exactly the same way on the opposite side of the game board here. So now I'm going to take these little tags, and these are going to be our score keepers here. I didn't have beads that were big enough to fit over the dowel rod, so I just cut the little foil on those tags and then take the rings off and slip those on the dowel rod. So we did 5 on each side. Now when you glue this on top of your little tower blocks, you're going to want to make sure that you glue them far enough away from the box that you're going to be able to slide these easily to keep score. And then I just attach that with some hot glue, and as you can see, it moves really easily. And I did the same thing to the other side. Now we're going to take our balloons and our dice. We're going to cut the end of this balloon off, just stretch it over top of the dice. Now you can paint the dice, that's definitely an option. I've done that before. It's fairly easy, but I just wanted to kind of move this along quickly. Didn't want to wait for them to dry, so I just pulled the balloons over. So then I trimmed that little excess piece, and then I'm going to put another balloon on it again and just make it a little bit off so that it covers that green hole that we saw in the back earlier. And as you can see, one of them has 2 balloons on. One had just the 1 balloon. You could actually still see the color through. That's why I used 2 balloons. Then you're just going to put your poster sticker on, cover that with Mod Podge, just a thin layer to let that dry to make sure those stickers stay down, and then that is it. So you do need 5 X's and 5 O's, so 2 pieces will have 2 of each letter on it for the game board, because you have 5 moves total depending on who goes first. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to like and share, and here are some other videos from our channel you might also enjoy. See you guys tomorrow for our Dollar Tree video.